$4 in total?
The ticket to the game would be the lowest expense we would have.
That is so shocking. I just went to I always use Vivid Seats.
What's Vivid say we can get into?
$5. So it's a much higher price than whatever you're looking at. What are you looking at?
Vivid Seats is what came up. It must be ESPN's partner.
Yeah, that is our partner.
I went to ESPN.com and it said tickets for as low as $4.
That is just shocking.
To put it in perspective, when Orlando comes to play here tomorrow night, the cheapest you can get in upstairs is $28.
Yeah, but that's, by the way, that's reasonable.
But come next year, that's a 42% hike probably.
Well, yeah, next year probably might be more expensive, but we don't know what the roster's going to look like next year. Teams always adjust prices based on performance too.
Well, yeah, but this is not based on performance.
No, well, you couldn't at the start of the year. You couldn't get in for $4.
Right,
you can now.
You can now for sure. All right, coming up next for you, should the Raiders trade Max Crosby? John, you are a former Raiders fan or a current Raiders fan, or forget your relationship with the Raiders.
Would you accept culturally a Raiders fan, not practicing?
Not a practicing Raiders fan.
I root for him, but they haven't won a playoff game in 20 years.
All right, we'll talk about whether or not they should trade Max Crosby coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, BB Go is my favorite go-to snack, and if you're watching a Lakers game, you know it's more than just the game. It's the moments before tip-off, the people you're with, the food you're sharing, and enjoying. Good food and good company always make the experience better. That's why I love BB Go. It's the perfect at-home watch party snack. When it comes to Korean flavor, BB Go goes all in. Their food is bold, packed with flavor, but also comforting. Something for everyone. Bowls for a quick lunch or dinner, or dumplings and fried rice for a quick meal to be shared. BB Go reminds people what it feels like to go all in and eat like it too. So the next time you're gathering with friends, vibe on a wave of Korean food and culture with BB Go. Look for it in your local grocery store, in the Asian and freezer aisles. BB Go for it and bring something different to the table.
The morning show with Sedano and Cap.
I've never been able to do it. And some people can, some people can't, right? Yeah, I can't do that.
Where not everyone brings the same skills to the table.
So just so you guys know, I can't whistle, especially the loud whistle, but whenever I go to a concert or a game and I'm with Rubber or Rachel, she's the loudest whistler you've ever heard.
Oh, that's awesome.
The loudest. And so what I do is I go like this. I put my fingers in my mouth as if I'm going to whistle, and that's her cue to whistle as loud as she can, so that makes me look manly, and I'm not very manly.
Why can't you just do what I did?
Which is what?
What I just did.
I can't do it. I don't know why. I can't. I've never been able to do it. And some people can, some people can't, right? Yeah, I can't do that.
What was that? Like blew a fuse.
I'm working on it. I saw what George did. All he did was he kind of curled up his lips and he went.
Hang out with Sedano and Cap every weekday morning starting at 7 a.m. on 710 ESPN.
Tune into DeMarco and Travis all week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to Pachanga Resort Casino's annual wine festival and chocolate decadence on Saturday, March 7th. When you hear the cue to call, get ready to sweet talk your way into a night of chocolate and wine. Visit Pachanga.com for tickets and details. Cheers!
Mike, in sports, dynasties don't happen by luck. They happen with culture, coaching, and execution.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Travis, but that's exactly how we run Rotolo Chevrolet.
Mike, it's actually pretty simple. Customer service that takes care of people.
It's probably the biggest reason why people choose Rotolo Chevrolet. They come from all over California.
210 freeway, Sierra Avenue exit, right there in Fontana. I'm going to remember that the rest of my life.
Love it.
And, of course, RotoloChevy.com. ROTOLO Chevy.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
We talked about it, about switching Mason Ireland to Ireland and Mason.
Oh, my God, that just wouldn't
And
even
Mason
sound right.
lost his mind.
Oh, yeah,
no, that's why I made $1 more than he did.
He makes $1 more than me.
We negotiated that 30 years ago.
Yeah, and it's worth it every single year.
Mason and Ireland, right now.
That Tim Brando call of UCLA's win over the week or yesterday was terrific.
Yeah, Saturday night. Donovan Dent, who is a transfer from New Mexico, who was fantastic all night, basically stole Tyus Edney's famous play.
Yeah.
Edney had 4.8 seconds. Dent had 4.9. So he had an extra tenth of a second, but he just drove. And it's a really smart play by him because, if you think about it, Illinois is up 1.
Yep.
The one thing they cannot do under any condition is foul.
Yeah.
Because both teams were out of fouls, and you know there'd be no time left for you to come back.
Yeah.
So he just drove right into the heart of the defense and dared them to get in his way.
Yeah,
and
exactly
they
what
didn't.
Tyus Edney did against Missouri.
Yeah, and he laid it up and in.
Didn't Cameron Dollar do the same thing?
No, Tyus Edney did it, and then
against Missouri. How did Cameron Dollar win a game? Because didn't Tyus Edney get hurt?
Right. So in the championship game, Tyus Edney, as a decoy, came out with the starters, but he had like a broken hand or a sprained wrist or something. Played 10 seconds, and they put Cameron Dollar in, and then Dollar led UCLA to the title game championship.
Yep.
So that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I rarely look at college basketball until we get to the tournament.
I read the other day that the ratings are really good this year for college basketball, a little bit higher than the NBA, yeah.
Higher than the NBA?
In some cases. Depends what numbers you look at.
There's also just, I mean, from where I grew up, college basketball means a lot more than the NBA.
Sure.
There's a lot less regional watching. It's kind of like college football, where there's a lot more regional interest in college sports than there is professional sports.
By the way, tomorrow night is USC versus UCLA, and they have the identical record.
Yeah, I think they're both 19-8. UCLA needs to win that game because I think they have these two huge quality wins now. Illinois, who was ranked 10th, they beat Purdue when they were ranked 4th.
Yep.
I think you add those two wins to a 20-win season, and I think UCLA gets in the tournament. They're probably going to be one of the last teams to get in.
If USC wins, do you think they get into the tournament?
I don't know.
They have the same record.
Right. I don't think they have the quality wins that UCLA does, but I'd need to look.
What about if they do well in the Big Ten tournament? Both of them. They could also help.
Yeah, to be honest, how can they not be one of the 65 best teams in the country?
Well, it's
hard.
hard.
Of course they are.
Yeah, it's hard.
Right. Because they've got all those minor
I'm actually rooting
schools.
for both teams to get in. I like
That'd be great.
I like Eric Musselman a lot, who's the new coach at USC. Matter of fact, weird story. Eric Musselman's father, Bill Musselman, was Michael Thompson's coach at Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Michael met Eric when he was 2 years old.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, what? Okay, I'm going to ask this random question. What do David Byrne, Fatboy Slim, and Imelda Marcos have in common?
Well, because you put Imelda Marcos in it, the first two guys are musicians, but what Imelda Marcos was famous for was shoes. So I think it has something to do with shoes.
It actually is a show that I saw this weekend. Music by Fatboy Slim and David Byrne. It was the story of Imelda Marcos. It's a musical.
Really?
And I thought it was pretty damn good. Yeah, it was at the
Interesting.
Mark Taper Forum. We went on Saturday afternoon. It's really,
you
really
went and
good.
saw it in person?
Yeah, we saw it in person. It's a great show. Really fun show.
Speaking of music, too, the Love Story with JFK Jr. and the music in that is like one constant. The background, the soundtrack is going all the time, but it's just 90s banger after 90s banger.
Oh, is that
it's
right?
Great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I've fallen asleep twice during the first episode.
How dare you?
Of Love
I
Story.
like it.
It's
I'm surprised
amazing.
you don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said I fell asleep.
Well, maybe take a cup of coffee and then you'll stay awake for
Yeah,
it. Come on, Nate.
Then it keeps them up all night.
It's kind of like my go-to-sleep show. Like, Juan goes to sleep very early, went to sleep after industry last night. I was still awake, so I'm like, okay, I'll put on Love Story. I snoozed.
How dare you?
Yeah.
That show is incredible. It's basically The Crown, and you say you love The Crown.
I do
think
love The Crown.
You're giving this not its fair shot.
I will watch it.
I think you're a Ryan Murphy hater.
No,
I think you hate
I'm
Ryan
not a
Murphy.
big
No,
Ryan Murphy
you didn't
fan.
hate Glee, did you?
I liked Glee, but I've heard
He didn't
stuff
like
about
Glee.
Ryan Murphy that I don't dig.
He didn't like the All's Fair.
Did not like All's Fair.
I think he's
one
a hater.
of the worst shows in the history of television.
What?
I love
How dare you.
People versus OJ was good. That was a good show for Ryan Murphy. I'm trying to think. My buddy, Mike Robin. Mike Robin produced Nip Tuck with Ryan.
The Dahmer
was
show,
in your
too?
fantasy baseball league for a long time.
Still is.
Mike Robin started on LA Law, which is one of my favorite shows of all time, which you can now watch, by the way, on Hulu.
Interesting.
And then Netflix has the monster series, so Dahmer, the Menendez brothers, and stuff
Just
that Ryan Murphy produced.
serial killers, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
he
a lot of people like
He
those.
did the assassination of Gianni Versace.
Now, that was an interesting story. I like that one.
You didn't sleep through that one?
I did not sleep through that one. By the way, you want to hear something interesting about me and Mike Robin? We have now been in the same fantasy baseball league for 40 years.
I'm proud of that.
We started in 1986. And we
So
would
back
go.
then, Don Mattingly was on your roster.
Oh yeah,
and
we
now,
would go through the box scores, and you had to write everything out. This was so it was all analog. You had to write everything out, going through every box score in the back of the Sporting News. It was incredible, and the fact that we're still in it 40 years later, it's just.
Have either one of you ever won the league?
Yes, I've won 5 times, but I've not won in 15 years.
Okay,
so I am the Angels. I am the Angels of our league, although I do believe winning is the most important thing, above prices and fan experience.
Good. So you were saying, should the Raiders trade Max Crosby?
Yeah, and I want to give you a perspective. Here's Mike Tannenbaum.
Yes, and I love Max Crosby, one of my favorite players in the league, how he plays. He's 29. He's still really productive, 32 sacks over the last 3 years. He has 4 years left on a reasonable contract, and if we're in year 1 with Clint Kubiak, we should make the hard and difficult decision to trade Max Crosby. We are in a full rebuild in Vegas.
Tell you what, we will react to that, which is interesting, and we'll do some fast track coming up next. In the meantime, let me tell you about Cosm. So if you've not been to Cosm, you're missing out on just one of the quintessential cool venues in all of Los Angeles. It is amazing. And by the way, you can see so much. They've got cinema experiences, like by Cirque du Soleil. That's the one in the pool. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. If you're a fan of the NBA games there all the time. Lakers games you can see there, WWE, Premier League, all that stuff. And you see it in shared reality. It is these massive high-resolution displays. And by the way, lots of fans there cheering. It's fantastic. I watched Game 7 of the World Series there. It made it really, really cool and special. You got to check out the schedule at Cosm. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Cosm.com. You're not just watching the action. You're in it. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Why did you call me fat today?
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
I didn't
you called him fat?
I did.
Why did he call you fat?
So okay, hold on.
DeAndre, you were in the room.
I'm gonna do
Laura,
exactly.
you were in the room.
I walked into the room
Yep.
like this. Okay, I'm gonna stand up for a second.
Yep.
And his response to me, he kind of gives me an up down. He goes, "Are you still walking?"
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, he did.
Did I say the word fat? I did not.
It was in the tone, DeMarco, as you, Laura, right?
No.
You heard me say this
No,
before.
Listen.
no.
Laura, what was your takeaway from it?
Okay.
Do you believe that he was saying that I put weight back on?
I don't think he meant that, but the way it came off definitely sounded like
DeAndre,
that.
what did you think?
Oh, no.
The tone mattered,
Yeah.
how he said it.
Yeah, you're right, but I didn't say fat.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
Call Jacob.
800-345-6789. That's a new way to call Jacob. And how easy is that, Mace?
800-345-6789. In a city full of stars, one shines the brightest. 800-345-6789.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
It was a night to remember at the Coliseum.
Yeah, they're booing Lionel Messi here. This is an LAFC crowd. This is Los Angeles, baby.
The black and gold made a statement. 3 goals, 0 doubts.
Oh, what a goal!
LAFC shuts down Messi and Inter Miami 3-0.
And Inter Miami look Messi with a Y tonight.
Now it's on to leg 2 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. LAFC look to finish off Real España tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com.
That's ESPNLAcontests.com.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
Hi, it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Down low is 350Q, 3.25 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand-rubbed lacquer with a dual-plane manifold, open race cams.
Fast Track on Mason in Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
Zoom, zoom, man.
Zoom, zoom. It is rule proposal time in the NFL, and one of them might be interesting to us as Rams fans. So, sources tell CBS Sports that the Rams are planning to propose a rule that would, the rule hasn't been specific, the one that they listed, but it would effectively have prevented the Seahawks from scoring that 2-point conversion. They want to make sure.
You're talking about the one where they picked up the ball on the ground?
Yeah, where
Correct.
Zach Charbonnet just walked it in.
They want to make sure that play is ruled a non-play going forward. So, do you think that this rule should be adopted or the Rams should get over it?
Wait, let me say this again so I am perfectly clear, because last time Mason and I talked about this, it went viral, and everybody was accusing us of being sore losers and complaining that the refs cost the Seahawks that game. That's not what we said. We didn't say, we said that when a whistle blows from the time you are 5 years old, what do?
Stop.
What you're doing. So the second that whistle blew, everybody stopped. And Zach Charbonnet walked over and picked up the ball. And I don't care that the head of officiating or the rules analyst came out and said the whistle is irrelevant. No, it's not.
No, the whistle is the whistle.
The whistle is never irrelevant, you moron. Every single person who ever grew up playing sports, when they hear a whistle, they stop.
Yep.
Shut the F up that the whistle doesn't matter. How does the whistle not matter? How?
An inadvertent whistle is still a whistle.
Right. I think that might be what they are trying to officiate or the backwards.
But we don't know what the rule is,
It has not been leaked what their proposal is, but it has something to do with that 2-point conversion. And I'm on your side, John. I think that the whistle has to matter.
Of course it matters. And I was insulted by the lack of intelligence by that rules analyst that said, now, in this case, the whistle doesn't matter. Yes, it does, because everyone stops.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why this makes sense. I hope the Rams get what they
want. And by the way, I don't think I was a poor loser. Was I a poor loser?
They said that we were blaming the refs for the Rams' loss.
No, the Rams could have won that game every which way, but the 2-point conversion.
We went out of our way to say the Rams actually scored a touchdown in that overtime, and all they had to do was stop Seattle from scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle and the Rams are the two best teams in the NFL. They played in the NFC
and
Championship.
Seattle deserved to win the Super Bowl.
And they won it all. Yeah.
But that was a terrible call.
Well, we aren't going to be like McKinnon, who's going to be like, yeah, the better team didn't win that day.
No, that's not what happened.
I think they were two evenly matched teams, and Seattle won.
And the whistle thing needs to be cleared up.
Yeah, whatever that rule is, I agree, Rams. I agree with the Rams.
Fast Track.
I'm pro whatever their rule is.
All right, so we are about a week away here from the World Baseball Classic kicking off. I think it's next Thursday, March 5th, I believe is the exact date. Saw something today I feel a little bamboozled. So last week, MLB Network did, the three faces of Team USA, Skubal, Skeens, and Aaron Judge. A little sit-down, hour interview kind of talking about Team USA.
Right.
Well, it came out today, Tarek Skubal says that he's only going to be making one start for Team USA and then leaving the team and joining back with the Tigers. I feel a little, let down from this. I feel like if you're going to commit to play for Team USA, you got to go all the way through.
That's interesting.
What do you say? And he also
it's
said
like Connor McDavid leaving after group play in the Olympics.
Right. So it's also said it's going to be during the pool play, so during one of the early games, not even, a championship or semi-championship game. You want to see Skubal pitching more, or
is he limited by, if let's say he pitches the first game in pool play and USA keeps winning, is there enough time that elapses before the championship game that he could pitch again?
Yeah, usually, because I think the last time there was one of the starters made 3 starts during the whole thing.
Then I don't get it.
The U.S. plays starting March the 6th. The second round is March the 13th. And then the final, looks like the final's March the 15th. So, yeah, you know what? I will say that I am okay if a guy decides to prioritize his regular season over his WBC. He's doing better than a lot of guys who said, no, I'm not going to participate at all. So I give him
you know what
credit
I would do do we know it's not Mark DeRosa that's the manager of Team USA again, is it?
Yeah.
Is he still doing it? That's when I would pitch Kershaw in one of the pool play games. Because if you lose, it doesn't, you could still come back and make the championship round.
I mean, you can beat Great Britain with Kershaw. Do we have any
Trace
British
Thompson,
players?
I
think Trace Thompson plays for them.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think we can beat Trace Thompson. In the U.S. pool, it's Pool B. It's U.S.
I don't know if Trace playing from this year. I'll text Mike.
U.S., Mexico, which should be good. Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil. Japan, by the way, on the other side of the bracket in a group with Australia, Korea, Czechia, and Chinese Taipei. So it looks like they would potentially play in the championship game. They set it up that way, which would be amazing, if it happens again. All right.
So you asked earlier before the break, should the Raiders trade
should
Max
they trade
Crosby?
Max Crosby?
I agree with Mike Tannenbaum, yes. Here's why. It would be difficult for me to overstate just how bad the Raiders have been lately.
Yes.
They haven't won a playoff game in 20 years.
They haven't won a Super Bowl this century.
If you look at point differential, they're more than 400 points worse than the next closest team. They are absolutely the worst organization in all of professional football right now. Not historically, but right now. Max Crosby, they're not going to the Super Bowl this year, next year. Maybe in 3 years they can make the playoffs.
Right. Oh, it'll happen. It can happen faster than that.
Than 3 years?
Oh, sure. You can go from 4-13 to 13-4. We saw it last year. I would not. Look, if they get Fernando Mendoza, he starts to get on a heater. I can see the Raiders being in the playoffs next year.
I would still trade Max Crosby if I could get multiple number ones.
And I think
you can get 2 number ones for him.
You look at
Jalen Ramsey when the Jaguars traded him to the Rams, got 2 number ones from the Rams. When the Rams traded for Jared Goff, they sent 2 number ones. You can get 2 number ones for Max Crosby.
Yes, I agree. In fact,
here's what worries me.
Yeah.
I just don't want the Niners to get him because he's really, really good.
Yeah.
And my guess is the most likely team to trade for Max Crosby, I'll give you 2.
Yeah.
Bears, because they could use a pass rusher, and Cowboys because they gave up on Micah Parsons.
I heard New England is also deeply interested.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Because Micah Parsons, they got Kenny Clark, a number 1 in 28 and a number 1 in 27. That was
26 and 27.
Oh, 26 and 27. So 1 this year and 1 next year.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a 2 number 1s deal. Maybe not, in the same year, but you're going to get number 1s out of that. And if you're the Raiders, you're looking to rebuild. This is a teardown. I mean, it's a teardown. And you hope construction gets started right away and Clint Kubiak's the right guy, and you hope that Fernando Mendoza's the right guy, and those two add up to something significant. I don't think it's I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year, but I actually am kind of high on Clint Kubiak as a hire.
Yeah, me too. And I'm not down on Max Crosby at all. I think he's a fantastic
he's a great player.
I just don't think that the Raiders need him right this second.
Agreed.
So get what you can for him.
I totally agree with that.
And you put him into a position to be playing important games, and that is a good thing for the league in general because we want to see Max Crosby playing in great games.
Yes. So I want to bring something up random.
Okay.
John, what percentage of Americans do you think believe the sun revolves around the earth? What percentage of Americans believe the sun revolves around the earth instead of the correct way?
Well, since you put it that way, I think the number's got to be relatively high. I'll say 47.
26%.
Okay, I was going to say 47%.
But 26% of Americans believe that the sun revolves around us. Now, what does that say about us, our country, our citizens, our people?
For years, I don't know if it's still the same, but they asked like 1,000 high schoolers 2 questions. Number one, who is the current vice president? 13% knew. What is the zip code in Beverly Hills? 93% knew.
Yeah, makes sense.
Says the Beverly Hills 90210, the TV show. That's where America is priority-wise.
Yeah, I'm always amazed that kids don't take civics or they don't have civics.
I took civics.
I took civics, too. I learned, how many people in the Senate, how many people in the House of Representatives, how many Supreme Court justices. Yeah, but why did people not know anything?
They don't pay attention in civics class.
Oh, okay.
Or the teachers don't get them involved, or it's just like these kids just have less attention spans to care about their civics classes.
Well, get it on AI, like the rest of the stuff you're getting, kids.
I think it's on AI. I think that doesn't trigger for them to actually process what they're learning when AI spits it back out to them.
Yeah, so I'm discouraged by that.
Hey, do you guys think that I love Charles Barkley? I think that show's
He's great.
But he kind of talks out of his ass.
Well, yeah, that's what he's paid to do.
Yeah, but so he was talking about the Lakers the other day, and he begins by saying they can win a round in the playoffs, and then it goes from there. Listen to this.
I mean, I'm not going to get there and say just because they beat a mediocre Clippers team. And I know the guy's going to go on TV because, they throw them stats out there. Them 3 guys play together. When those 3 guys play together, they still ain't going to get – it depends on the seeding now. Because if they're 6, 7, and 8 and they have to play Denver, Houston, or OKC, they're not going to beat those teams. I'm not even sure they can beat San Antonio. Well, let me rephrase it. They can't beat San Antonio.
They can beat the Rockets?
I do not think they can beat the Rockets.
Okay. You think they can beat Denver?
I do not.
Do you think they can beat Minnesota?
I do not.
Okay, so you think they're mediocre?
No, well, that's
no. Okay,
that's
right.
interesting fodder. Is Austin Reeves has the headset on in Los Angeles, and I don't know if you're able to hear the conversation that was just being had here. Did you, Austin?
Yeah, I heard a little bit.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah,
he said
but
all
Charles
that with Austin on the headset.
Charles says, yeah, they depending on seeding, they might be able to win a round. And then Kenny lists every potential opponent, and he says they can't win.
Well,
it does matter who they get in that first
round. The draw
round.
is going to be everything.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I mentioned this, I don't know if it was on the air or off the air, but if they matched up with Houston in the first round,
they got a chance.
They got a shot.
Yeah.
And for a while last week, Houston was the 4 and the Lakers were the 5. And I'm like, yeah, you got OKC in the second round, but still, you at least advance out of the first. It's tough to see them playing with San Antonio 4 of 7, beating OKC 4 of 7,
right there, stop.
Beating Denver 4 of 7.
No, I could see him beating Denver. Denver's got a ton of injury issues. I think OKC and San Antonio are the top teams, and no one would be favored against them. But everybody else, I think they got a chance.
You don't think Denver would be a considerable favorite over the Lakers?
I don't.
I do.
Since Luka got here, we're actually, I think, 500 against Denver.
Yeah, I just think Jokic is Jokic. And if Aaron Gordon's healthy.
He's not.
I'm saying if he gets healthy, I think they've got a shot.
Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon are both hurt.
Right.
So, yeah, if they don't get better, the Lakers have a great chance.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to play Minnesota again because they beat us up last year.
I saw what that looks like.
But everybody else, I think they would have a fighting chance.
Yeah. And tonight will be interesting. Do you think San Antonio will catch OKC? They're within 3 games now. San Antonio's on an 8-game winning streak.
They've beat Oklahoma City 3 out of the 4 times they've played. I think they have a chance.
Yeah, I think they have a shot too.
I like their roster better.
And I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, they're too young to win." OKC was too young to win last year, and they won. San Antonio can win it all.
Yep.
They absolutely, they're young, but but they're really, really good.
Everybody's saying the same thing about Detroit. Well, Detroit can't win it because they've never been in it.
They can win.
Sure they can.
You play defense like that, you can win.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next for you, more Fast Track. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto Square.
It is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
And don't forget, join Sedano and Cap live this Friday at Vision Works in Fullerton from 7 to 10 a.m. Come hang out with the Sedano and Cap Morning Show crew for a chance to win upcoming basketball tickets, score exclusive Sedano and Cap tees, and take advantage of 60% off a complete pair of glasses at Vision Works. It's all happening this Friday in Fullerton. See you there.
In LA, the spotlight always shines bright. Two of the game's most electrifying forces are leading the charge for the purple and gold. The power and legacy of the King.
Here come the Lakers on a fast break. LeBron down the middle, slam dunk.
The creativity and swagger of Luka.
Luka, another three. Good again!
Together they lead the Lake Show on the chase for banners. This is Lakers basketball on your home for the purple and gold, ESPN Los Angeles.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Access to education changes lives. That's why National University provides flexible online and hybrid programs from associate to doctorate degrees. Since 1971, NU was built to serve non-traditional working and military learners nationwide. NU understands the demands of work, family, and service. Each year, more than 130,000 learners trust National University to move forward. Visit nu.edu to learn more.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Fast Track. And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, vroom, vroom, man.
Vroom, vroom. So I was reading this LA Times article today that was talking about how Gen Z is reviving physical media. The DVD, Blu-ray, video store revolution. I think this is kind of very niche to LA, New York.
Right.
But it is growing. So they give statistics like the physical media sales declined only 9% in 2025 when it had been at 20 to 25% in the years prior. And people are citing that young customers are cite frustration with subscription fatigue, content scattered across platform, viewing physical media ownership as a form of cultural rebellion. I engage with this. I have a Blu-ray player. I have about 30 to 40 DVDs, and I view kind of like a bookshelf where I love these movies. I've watched all these movies, but I like to also display them as a form of my taste. I'll go back to them. I'll watch special features. I'll watch it with commentary, the movies that I really love. And I like having them there because I know that it's not just going to be wiped off of Hulu and I have to pay to see it again. So when was the last time you went to a video store and rented a movie?
I don't even know where I would go. My favorite video store was Vidiot. Is Vidiot still?
Vidiot still exists, but it's now in Eagle Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
no,
it's
I
far
used to go
from
to
you.
Vidiots in Santa Monica.
Yes.
I probably have at my house 100 movie DVDs.
Do you really? I don't
Should
have
I just throw them away?
No.
Give them to Emily, especially in the summer when we're going to do the watchables
Oh, the
with me and
watchables,
Brian.
yeah.
Give me some of those from your DVDs. I will take them. But the library is great for this if you want to. But I like it because it feels like it's it gives it more tactile.
Yeah.
And it's a better viewing experience than streaming. You don't have commercials.
Yeah. I don't fully get it.
It's the Criterion collection of it all as
I
well.
know. You love the commentaries and stuff like that.
No. The Criterion collection makes out these really big, robust special features, but the covers of them are all really beautiful.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a book where the cover is
Yeah.
great. So if you're like me, you love movies, and you want a Blu-ray player that can play 4K and just engage in that, I think it's lovely.
Okay, good. I don't get it, but good for you.
And I go to the video store like every other month.
Do you really?
Yes.
I wouldn't even know where an open video store
Yeah, she
is.
said Vidiots in Los Feliz is open.
Eagle Rock.
Oh, Eagle Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting over to Eagle Rock.
I
to go
think
to
there's
Vidiots.
only one Blockbuster still open in the world. It's in
Bend,
Oregon.
yeah.
In Bend, Oregon. There was a whole movie about it. There's a whole documentary about
Bend,
the last
Oregon, by the way, is beautiful.
Is it?
I drive through there if I drive to Idaho. It's great.
Okay. Brian?
Fast Track.
All right, guys. So I was scrolling this morning on the X, and I came across this great call.
I
from,
love that you call it the X.
Oh, that's what it is
Yeah,
now.
I
It's
like
time
that.
to move on.
Put
from
the
Twitter.
before
Yeah.
everything.
Right. I and Eagle calling on Saturday, Kansas-Cincinnati college basketball game. You might hear something that sounds kind of familiar. I'm going to play the call for you. It's pretty good.
Down by McDowell. Jackson hops down. Inside. A dipsy do for two.
A little lingerie on the deck. Hop step.
You heard it right.
Complete.
Ian Eagle dropped the
They
Dipsy
are-
Do for two.
And you mocked me.
Iron Eagle
You
stole
mocked me.
Dipsy Do from you.
I can't believe
now,
it.
are you
Thank
gonna have
Iron Eagle.
Are you going to have a conversation with Iron Eagle?
I'm
You
going to compliment him on his choice of phrase.
But you're not concerned
He's a great
that
guy, by the way.
You're not concerned that he stole this from you?
Hell no. Bring it. I'm playing Dipsy do between his legs. I'd like to see it come back. Iron Eagle's helping me.
Were you the originator of Dipsy Do, or did you hear it somewhere?
I don't know. When I'm doing a game, all of a sudden something will come out of my head, and I always assume I'm just channeling Chick.
Right.
Because I listened to Chick Hearn when I was a kid.
Sure.
But I don't remember Chip saying Dipsy Do. I don't know if he ever did.
Dipsy Do is a great term.
Well, and what do you say? If a guy's going between his legs, what do you call it?
Dipsy Do between the legs.
There you go.
Yeah. Everybody knows that. It's a Dipsy Do between the legs. All right.
I will say one more video store to mention is Videotech.
Videotech. Where's that
Also
located?
in Highland Park. So
Okay.
they're all kind of concentrated in Eagle Rock and Highland Park area where I used to live. But if you want
I
Videotech.
do not own any DVDs.
So wait,
not
what?
a one.
Now,
Not a
when
single
you
one.
go to these stores, do you buy or rent?
I have sometimes done both, but I'll oftentimes rent a movie I haven't seen before. I also think it's a good date
Are
thing.
there still late fees?
Yes.
If you
Unless you're a member, you don't have any late fees. But I'm not a member at Vidiots. I don't live close enough, but there are late fees.
You know, it's, when I was going to the video store back in the day, early in my life, you got a fine if you didn't rewind the video.
Yeah, Be Kind Rewind.
Does that still exist?
It's all DVDs, so there's no VHSs. So
I paid
doesn't matter.
$5 every time I forgot to rewind the DVD or the VCR.
Yeah, so you can't rent VHS anymore. You can only rent DVDs.
I think you can, but I have not rented a VHS because I don't have a VHS player.
Right.
I have a combination VHS DVD player. I have no idea if it still works, but it is hooked up in my house.
I have one too. I haven't put anything in years.
Okay, here's a date idea for the young peeps out there if you want it, and it's worked for me. So
Okay.
you go to see a movie at Vidiots
Yep.
because they have a screening room, so they show movies there. So you go to the video store beforehand though, and you're going with the person you're on the date with, and you say, "Hey, this date's going well. Why don't we pick a movie for each other?" And then
that's
when
nice.
we see each other again, you can talk about the movie. So you're setting up the second date.
Yep.
And you get a kind of like a glimpse into what they might suggest to you.
Why don't you short circuit that? Like you're in between rows at the video store, and you see somebody you're like, oh, I like that person. And they're looking at a movie, and they pick one up, and you say, oh, I love that movie.
And that's great, too. You can do that as well.
Let's watch it at my house.
That also works.
That's what I'm talking about.
I haven't tried that because it's
Blu-ray
usually
and
not
chill. They call that Blu-ray and chill.
Yeah. It's much more fun than Netflix's chill, I guess.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, so, John, you're a Kim Kardashian fan.
I am. Very big fan of
By
hers.
the way, and I am, as a businesswoman, I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. She invented underwear. What did she invent?
Skims.
Skims, that's right.
She invented underwear, yeah.
I just say whatever.
They have good socks.
So Kim Kardashian is now worried, according to sources, about Sydney Sweeney. Because Sydney Sweeney released a new brand of bras. And this is what the Insider says. Watching Sydney move into lingerie and reportedly line up trademarks that could extend into cosmetics and skincare feels uncomfortably close to Kim's core territory. Kim has been painfully aware of Sydney edging into industries Kim has worked hard to define. Does Kim have something to worry about?
I think competition is healthy.
Yep.
So I think Kim's still going to do fine.
Right.
But I think Sydney's going to do good, too. The thing I appreciate about Sydney Sweeney is she seems like she's in on the joke. She knows that she's got probably a 5 to 10 year window.
Oh, come on.
Where she is going to have.
Come on.
I mean, she's talked about it herself.
Has she talked about having a 5-10 year window?
Yeah, she's always been worried about sustainability in the industry and making enough money to support her family.
Yeah.
And so she knows that she has a smaller window than she might expect. Okay.
If bombshells typically, and I would think she's a modern day bombshell, have a shelf.
She is an old school bombshell.
Yeah,
yes,
have a shelf life.
Yeah.
They don't get to go forever. And I think she's aware of it, and I applaud her trying to cash in on any way she can.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
here's my take on
Go
this.
ahead.
So Skims, though I know it sells all kinds of undergarments, it's mostly for the bottom half. Okay.
Right. She
And
sells
then-
underpants.
Well, but she sells more, but yes, mostly on the underpants.
Mostly
And then
underpants.
The Sydney Sweeney is mostly the bras. And so I'm just saying, Kim is known for the bottom half. Sydney is known for the top half. So I think it's perfect.
They can coexist.
Exactly.
Kim invented underpants. Sydney Sweeney invented bras.
And that was my biggest issue with the Sydney Sweeney commercial because why are you putting her in jeans when she's not necessarily known for that?
By the way, that is the stupidest controversy in the history of the world.
I've known a
just
stupider
hang around for a couple of days. We'll find something to
that
top
is ridiculous fake outrage.
But I'm just saying,
ridiculous fake outrage.
don't hire a top half for a bottom half commercial. I'm just saying.
Right, exactly. I would like to say, I hope that there are more roles for women in their 40s because I'll tell you what, it really drops off there, in the late 30s, and a lot of actresses don't work into their 40s.
Look at Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
She's
got one.
I know, but it's few and far between, and she should be working more, I think.
Yeah.
Jessica Alba, like, what have we seen her in? She's
She
beautiful
makes,
and gorgeous.
doesn't she make products?
But she's in her 40s. Yeah, Hilary Swank. Like, there's a bunch of women that are multiple-time Oscar winners, very good actresses, but it's after 35, it all just drops off.
Yeah, it's like Meryl Streep's the exception to the rule.
She worked through the entire time, but you're right.
Sally Field, Jane Fonda, there's a few.
The good thing is that then when women turn 60, there are a bunch of roles again.
Like, I worry that Jennifer Lawrence is going to be in that role where she's going to be working up a lot until she's 35, and then it doesn't really work out. I hope that's not
a terrible
what happens.
thing. Hollywood is cruel on women.
Emma Stone?
Yeah. You know what you got to do? Invent underpants.
Which
that would solve everything.
Okay. Which one of the Friends women, Lisa Kudrow, Courtney Cox, Jennifer Aniston, has the highest net worth now?
Got to be Jennifer Aniston.
I would think. But Courtney Cox started before all of them.
She did, but Jennifer Aniston's got. It seems like she's worked pretty consistently. Yeah, she's actually somebody that's worked into her 40s and 50s now.
She does a lot of ads as well.
She does. Yeah.
Yeah, a ton.
I would say net worth. It would go.
I just typed in which Friends cast member has the highest net worth.
Gotta be
Jennifer Aniston is the richest Friends cast member with an estimated net worth of $300 to $320 million.
Whoa, Jen! Way to go!
She's leading the league.
She's got. By the way, I think she's got a boyfriend that she's serious
second
about
with
now.
$150 million.
Okay.
Lisa Kudrow third, 130.
I would have thought that was opposite because I feel like Lisa's worked more than Courtney has.
But remember,
recently.
Courtney started earlier.
You're right. And then also Courtney has
And
streams.
she had a series, a successful series after Friends. She was Cougar Town, right?
Right.
Successful in air quotes. It was on for like 3 seasons.
Right. but
Lisa's been on a bunch
She was
of
also
ones.
Courtney was also on Family Ties, which was a monster hit.
Oh, that's right.
Because Lisa is still making shows.
Okay, I'm going to guess at last. Last place, David Schwimmer.
No. Schwimmer is in 4th place.
4th place?
120 million.
Where the hell did he make the money from? I haven't seen him in 20 years.
Madagascar.
Madagascar.
I'm not kidding you. Madagascar.
No, I've heard him in the last 20 years. I just haven't
But
seen
he
him.
probably made a lot of money off it.
Matthew Perry 5th, Matt LeBlanc 6th.
Really?
Yeah.
All he had is episodes. And that was in like 2014.
What a great show, though.
Yeah, a little tiny series, yeah.
Did you ever watch Lisa Kudrow, The Comeback?
You know, it's coming
Yes.
back.
It's coming back.
I'm so excited for that.
It is the fun. She plays Valerie Cherry, I think is her name.
Cherish.
Cherish.
Yeah.
She is so damn funny.
And the woman from Hunting Wives is in that. Malin is
Malin
named.
Malin
Ackerman.
Ackerman.
Yeah.
She's in a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, she's great. All right, coming up next for you, everybody is tired of Luka complaining at the refs. We'll get into that coming up next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. Oh, there is that phone number. Oh, that phone number.
Okay. Jacob Emrani is a friend of the show, as you guys know if you
Great
listen.
guy.
Jacob has a new phone number, and it's easy to remember, and you should put it in your phone. 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789. Mace, why is that the first number you should call?
So I just want to pick out one little moment here. So there is that moment after an accident where their insurance company, the other guy's insurance company, calls you, and they're recording that call. And if you say the wrong thing, you're going to ruin your case. That's why you want somebody like Jacob Emrani to be the guy that talks to the insurance company on your behalf.
And here's the best part about when you call Jacob at 800-345-6789. You can still go to calljacob.com, by the way.
Yeah.
But the number is what we want you to remember, 800-345-6789. And I can't stress this enough. You only pay him if you win.
Yeah.
So if he loses the case, you don't pay him a dime.
Again, it's 800-345-6789. Call Jacob. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
I could do a volleyball in high school because my hand's not big enough to hold a basketball.
Yes.
And I could barely get up that high.
I got one dunk.
2 hands or
Yeah,
one?
Jumping vertically is just never. You see this back here? It's not meant to leave the
Well, you
ground.
talk. Everybody
Yeah.
out there on radio, he's pointing at the caboose.
Yes, it goes
Well, he's
that
got the
way,
junk
not
in the
that
trunk,
way.
Oral. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, you know what? I hear it's big.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN.
It's a Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. We're breaking in the Lakers' battle with the Celtics and what comes next as we get you ready for Lakers basketball this week. Reaction Monday is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, a superior taste worth playing for, the official beer sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, it's James Worthy here. Do you manage your body well? I know with all my years of wear and tear, I have to, and I do it with Icebot Active Wearable Cryotherapy. I just put on my compression wear with the pockets that fit rubbery ice-cold gel packs and chill all my problems away. I can wear it under my clothes and go. I'm such a believer of their wearable cryo that I became an owner of the company. Try it and you will thank me. Get yours at icebotactive.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code VAN for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code VAN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code VAN.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
No, I am Captain Spicy.
You are not Captain Spicy.
I am Captain Spicy.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Absolutely full of crap.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I like this.
Mason and Ireland rolls on.
All right, so we talked about the Lakers and what a disaster yesterday it was as they get bullied, destroyed, embarrassed by the Boston Celtics, the evil, hated Boston Celtics. And as James Worthy said, no respect for the uniform, no respect for the rivalry, no respect for the history of the rivalry and the history of the game.
It was very disappointing, but like I always say, and JJ says this, you can't sit there and worry about it because you got another game tomorrow night. As a matter of fact, they have a game pretty much every other day between now and the end of the season. 26 games left, and it's something like 26 games in 45 days. It's like some insane sprint to the finish. So nobody's going to feel sorry for them. They've got to get it together and regroup against Orlando tomorrow night. I
got a friend, hello, Ben, who always points out the record against teams over 500, 11 and 14.
Okay.
And then there are people that say, yeah, I know, but they've been hurt so much. It's like every team they play but there's so many injuries in the NBA now. Who knows how many teams they played, above 500 teams, that were missing guys too.
Right.
11 and 14 is 11 and 14.
It's 26 games in 48 days.
Whew.
That's the sprint.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so Max Kellerman and Rich Paul have got a podcast.
They were together at the game yesterday. Sitting courtside.
And Max saw Luka Doncic complaining to the refs yesterday. Here's what he said today.
The point is, that is not okay. And you know how Riley has his statue? You know what Luka Doncic's statue, if he ever gets one outside of crypto now, is going to be? It's going to be like this. This is the Luka statue, like this, with his arms out like this.
Why you say that?
Every single trip down the floor, you're complaining to the refs? Every trip down the floor?
Oh.
Every trip down the floor, you're complaining to the ref. Even when he hits the shot. No, you're not going to get the and one. And it can't be that the refs blow every call on Luka Doncic. Not only that.
Rant? This is your rant.
No, I got a rant.
No, that's not the rant. I got another rant ready to go. That's Max Kellerman.
All right, let me say this. Max is not wrong.
Nope. He's right.
But Luka does. I've said this about star players for years. Elite star players get fouled on every possession. You have to pick your spots. Luka does have a legitimate argument. I know that JJ talked to Monty McCutcheon today, the head of officials, specifically wanted to talk to him about that goaltending call where Keita,
which was ridiculous,
put his hand through the basket and blocked a shot that had already hit the glass, and they let it go.
Stupid,
but
wrong.
What I would say to Luka, and I'm sure JJ has tried, is, look, this is beginning to define you. The narrative around you is that you complain on every call, the refs know it, and now they got a bullseye on you. Why don't you surprise them by not complaining? Just start with one game.
Yeah.
Don't complain at all and see if your calls improve. Because what he's doing, complaining about every call, isn't helping, it's hurting.
By the way, it's also it distracts from the game.
Yeah.
Complaining distracts from the game. And by the way, how many times is Luka or anybody else arguing while the other team goes down and runs one out?
Well, last night at least 2 or 3 times.
And in the case of last night, those goaltending calls were stupid. That one goaltending call was just the most ridiculous
refs are going to make mistakes.
But Marcus Smart got teed up, Austin Reeves got teed up, and JJ got teed up. All in that. It's like, what are you
doing? And how many technical fouls did the Celtics have?
Zip.
Yeah.
Discipline.
So you're just giving them points.
You're giving them points. Now, I said this earlier, but I really do believe this, and I think this is a good use of a foul. Instead of complaining, go foul somebody really hard. Go ahead, get physical, foul somebody really hard. If you're going to give them 2 shots, make them pay for them a little bit.
Do the Lakers get to the line more than anyone else this season? As they have
do,
in the
but
past?
they didn't last night.
It is their game. I mean, they rely on getting to the line.
That's why complaining sometimes works, that they get to the line more than other teams. But they also know that they play more in the paint.
I would let the coach do it.
Yeah.
I would let the coach complain. If I was Luka, I literally would pretend. Bill Walton used to talk about this. Treat a bad call by the refs like it's a bad bounce.
Right.
Okay? If the ball hits and bounces funny, nobody goes ballistic.
Yeah.
Because it's just, luck of the draw. The coach can complain to the officials. The players should shut up and play.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't want to be unsympathetic to Luka because I do think he gets fouled on most possessions. But complaining about it doesn't do any good.
Is this the soccerification of basketball with all these guys coming from Europe where soccer is king and where soccer, it's a part of the sport, especially the male soccer players, to flop, to just be very animated when you don't get your call your way. Is that what is coming from European basketball players?
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Maybe.
Is that a European thing, the complaining?
Well, the soccer, Emily's right. In soccer
they
people
do.
do nothing but complain. But I've been a ref.
Where were you reffing?
I reffed all through high school, and when I was at UCLA, I reffed intramural games. That was my side job. I was a bartender, and I reffed intramural games. I got $25 a game, which back then was pretty good.
Sure.
And whenever people just complained about everything, I just tuned them out.
Yeah.
I go, this guy's never going to be happy. It didn't help.
Em just sent this note by. Dieter Rule,
organist,
just wrapped his seventh Olympics. He did 33 hockey games in 18 days, was the organist for all of them. He's Dodger Stadium, and he's Kings as the organist. He is amazing.
Good for him.
Really fun. We should get him on to talk about his experience. I always wanted to do a show. We should do a show where we lay down tracks of Dieter playing, and then we use those as rejoins. What do you think?
So record him during games.
No, we can have...
Well, he literally can play any song.
He can play any song.
If you say play Purple Rain, he can do it on an organ.
We don't have an organ here.
Right,
That's
we would ask him to record a song on his organ and then give us the cuts so we could bounce back. This is a dream of mine, along with Lawrence Tanter doing a rejoin for us. I don't know why we don't have Lawrence Tanter.
He would.
All right.
He would do it.
I will work on getting Dieter on, and then I think the best way to do this is get him on air saying yes.
Okay.
Because then we can hold his feet to the fire that he'll do this for us.
We did this once years and years
With
ago
Nancy B. Heffley.
with the late, great Nancy B. Heffley. And we did Nancy B. Heffley.
She was great.
Nancy B. Heffley named that tune. And, her songs... The thing about her,
sound the same.
They all kind of sound the same. They're very tricky, and they would be obscure. So we would have people call in and try to guess what song Nancy B was playing. It was a fun bit.
I love an organ, and the only place you ever hear them is at church and at baseball and hockey games.
Yeah,
it's true.
For years and years in my family, Uncle Al played the organ.
He had an organ in his home?
Yeah, had an organ in his home, and so did my grandmother. The organ was like a big deal for them.
Wow.
My mom, she didn't play the organ. She played the accordion, which is, by the way, a very underused instrument.
I think it's properly used.
Could we get my mom doing a rejoin playing the accordion? Now,
you think she still can do it?
I don't know.
Does she still own an accordion?
She does own an accordion, yeah. And for a while she
call
quit.
her today and ask her if she can still do something.
When she first started, like years and years ago, she couldn't do it when she was younger because she was had a breast reduction, and now I think she can play.
Thanks for sharing that.
My mom. Yep.
I'm sure she appreciates that.
Yeah, she's watching right now. Hey, Mom. All right, coming up next for you is Game of Games. It is John Ireland's game today, and we will do it next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, National University is one of our favorite partners here. Born and built right here in Southern California, NU is a nonprofit university that offers more than 150 degree programs, credentials, and certificates. And here's the best part. They make it achievable on your schedule. 4 and 8 week online courses, a great transfer credit policy, millions awarded in scholarships each year, and you're never on your own. Professors, advisors, and support resources every step of the way. They believe in helping Anders, people that have more than one thing going on. You may be a parent, and you have a job, and you want to get a degree. That's what National University is for. They're a proud sponsor of the Lakers, are a proud sponsor of ESPN LA. And if you are curious about anything I'm talking about, just go to their website. It'll answer any questions you have. nu.edu. nu.edu. Check them out today. National University.
It was a night to remember at the Coliseum.
Yeah, they're booing Lionel Messi here. This is an LAFC crowd. This is Los Angeles, baby.
The black and gold made a statement. 3 goals, 0 doubts.
Oh, what a goal!
LAFC shuts down Messi and Inter Miami 3-0.
And Inter Miami look Messi with a Y tonight.
Now it's on to leg 2 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. LAFC look to finish off Real España tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Morales, tax season. What are people spending it on?
Hopefully not stuff they can't see clearly, Cappy.
Exactly. Orange County, use that refund wisely at VisionWorks. 7 locations to serve you. Laguna Niguel, Santa Ana, Fullerton,
Lake Forest, Rancho Santa Margarita, Brea, and Buena Park. Eye exams, fresh frames, updated prescriptions. The Homish Booka.
If your vision's off, everything's off.
And VisionWorks makes it easy to take care of your eyes without blowing your whole refund.
So spend smart
and see better with VisionWorks. See the difference.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason, Ireland, you guys are clowns.
Wow. Screw you, Josh.
Damn.
Mason and Ireland on 710.
Mason and Ireland are clowns. That's going to be a drop for a long time.
Why not?
Back to the guys.
Hey, it's Game of Games time. Look who it is. It is Andy Kamenetsky.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, to play Game of Games. Now, are you here to do the afternoon show or Lakers talk?
Lakers Talk will be on at 6 from 6 to 8 tonight. Ramona Shelburne's going to be dropping by.
Nice.
We're going to talk about the Lon Rosen hiring and just some of her thoughts about the direction the front office could be heading in.
Now, are you big enough to book Jovan Buha?
Not only am I big enough to book Jovan Buha, I believe Jovan was on like 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
There it is.
Yep.
Everything you need to know on Lakers
He's leading
Talk.
me in my fantasy basketball league.
I was going to say, would you like his phone number? I can pass along his personal contact if you need it.
Jovan and I are in touch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in touch.
So you're big enough to book Jovan?
Yes, I am. He's
okay.
not, but we're big enough to book him. Ireland, you got the game. What do you got?
I do. Okay. There we have 4 players: Brian Cohen, Emily Hebel, Steve Mason, Andy Kamenetsky.
Yes.
This game is called Hockey, Jockey, or Talkie.
And by the way, this counts for 2 in the standings right now. Mace has 4 points or 4 wins this month. Brian has 3. I have 2. John, you have 2, but you're not eligible today.
Okay,
Correct.
so it's called
Hockey, Jockey, or Talkie. I have a list of names. Everybody on this list is either a hockey player, a jockey, somebody that rides a horse, or somebody who talks for a living, like an announcer or a talk show host.
Got it.
So you guys tell me, hockey.
I thought you meant like the old-time movie stars who transitioned to the
Here's what we're
talk.
going to do.
Just
See,
somebody-
we're going to have dialogue.
Somebody paid to talk for a living.
Okay, sure.
So here we go. Brian, you go first. Taylor Heisey. Taylor Heisey, hockey, jockey, or talkie?
Jockey.
All right. Emily.
Hockey.
Mace.
Hockey.
Andy.
Hockey.
Taylor Heisey is a member of the U.S. women's team. Her brother Nathan plays basketball at Iowa State. So M, Mace, and AK on the board. Brian,
Excellent.
still eligible for Lucky Loser.
There you go, Brian.
All right, Emily. Jack Ford. Jack Ford. Hockey, jockey, or talkie?
Give me talkie.
Okay, Mace.
Give me talkie.
Andy.
Talkie.
Brian.
Jockey.
Jockey with a J?
Yes.
You're wrong again. He is a talkie.
That sounds like a talk show host.
He is an ESPN analyst for Ivy League hockey games.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
But of course.
All right.
I
Number
read him
3.
often.
Mace. Alex Carpenter. Alex Carpenter, hockey, jockey, or talkie?
I'm going to go hockey.
Okay, Andy.
Jockey.
Brian.
Talkie.
M.
Talkie.
Mace is the winner.
Oh.
She, Alex Carpenter, is a forward on the USA Olympic hockey team.
I actually did know that one.
Okay, Andy. Lisa Allpress. Lisa Allpress. Hockey, jockey, or talkie?
This might be a really stupid question. Do women ride horses? Like, I mean, I know they're allowed, and they should be allowed, by the way. It's 2026.
Hockey, jockey, or talkie?
Talkie.
All right, you're going talkie. Brian.
Talkie.
M.
Not to be confused with no press, but talkie.
Mace.
I'm going to try jockey.
You'll be glad you did. She is the best female jockey in New Zealand.
So women are allowed to ride horses.
Well, in New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
Okay. Mace has the lead 4. Andy 2, Emily 2, BC.
Ooh, I
think I sense a pattern with
loud.
you.
Yeah.
All right, Brian Cohen, coming to you. Travis Stork. Travis Stork, hockey, jockey, or talkie?
Jockey.
Okay. M.
Hockey.
Which one?
H.
Okay, you're going hockey. Mace.
I'm going hockey.
Andy.
Talkie.
Andy gets the point. This is the guy, you guys will all recognize him if you saw him, was the host of The Doctors from 2008 to 2020. That show that, it produced Dr. Oz and a bunch of other people.
Oh my God.
Andy, Mace 4, Andy 3, Emily 2, Brian lurking over that lucky loser
Look
title.
at that.
All right. M. Joe Bravo. Joe
what a
Bravo.
great name.
Hockey, jockey, or talkie?
Jockey with a J.
Okay. Mace.
Talkie with a T.
Okay. Andy.
Got to be a talkie.
Brian.
Hockey. With the H.
Okay. Emily got it. Joe Bravo has won 22 racing titles as a jockey, mostly back east.
What a great name. It sounds like a good talkie name.
Okay. This
is Joe Bravo.
3 of these left. Brian Cohen is playing all of you people.
Yeah, he is.
Hasn't tried to get one of these
He's
right.
going straight to the final.
Mace 4, Andy 3, Emily 3, Brian Bupkis. And I'll make Mace go first because there's 3
How many
left.
3 left. Okay.
All right, here we go. Mace, Brock Nelson. Hockey, jockey, or talkie?
I'm going talkie.
Talkie with a T. Andy.
I'm also going talkie.
With a T?
With a T.
Okay.
M.
Hockey with an H.
Okay. Brian.
Jockey with the J.
The answer? He plays on the USA men's hockey team. Emily has tied it. And Brian still has 0.
Wow.
Okay. Emily 4, Mace 4, Andy 3. There are 2 left.
Okay.
All right, Em, this one coming to you. Barrett Hansen. Barrett Hansen. Hockey, talkie, or jockey?
Talkie with a T.
Talkie with a T. Mace.
Talkie with a T.
Andy.
Hockey with an H.
Brian.
Hockey with an H.
He's Dr. Demento. He's a talkie.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Dr.
Remember Dr.
Demento.
Demento?
That's Dr. Demento's
Sunday
government name?
nights,
So you
I
got
used to
it,
listen
right?
to it.
Didn't you say talkie?
I said talkie.
I
All right,
said talkie.
All right, so Emily gets it, and you're out. You said
Yeah, I'm
hockey.
out.
And Mace said talkie
And I
as well.
got
Okay, so Emily and Mace have 5 each. Brian's still alive with
Come
0.
on.
I'm making Brian go first.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, Brian, last one. You're into the final if you missed this. Thor Hammer Hansen. Thor Hammer Hansen. The last name is hyphenated.
Of course it is.
Thor Hammer Hansen. Is he hockey, talkie, or jockey?
Talkie with the T.
Talkie with a T. Mace.
Jockey with the J.
Emily.
Also jockey with a J.
Jockey with a J.
Yay!
Everybody going to the tiebreaker.
Excellent.
All right, very good, Emily. All right, here's the tiebreaker.
Okay.
According to the Horse Racing Hall of Fame website,
Okay. Yep.
how many jockeys are currently in the Horse Racing Hall of Fame? How many jockeys are currently in the Horse Racing Hall of Fame? When you have a number.
I have a number.
All right. M's got a number. Brian, do you have a number? Yes or no?
Yes.
Mace, do you have a number? Yes or no?
Yep. Yes.
All right. Mace, what'd you go with?
142.
142. M?
125.
125. Brian?
45.
No. Did Brian steal it?
He did not. But Emily did.
Oh,
yes! 112 is the answer. All you guys were pretty good with those guesses.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
112 is the answer. M guessed 125. And M, where does that put you with that counting
tied
for
with
2?
Mace.
Within striking. Well, no, and tied for the lead.
And tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there it is. Thank you for remembering.
All right, one
this is
shining
what
moment.
we play when somebody wins games.
And it just ramps up tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, because it's time for Potpourri of Lives tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Potpourri.
So easy.
Pepe Montilla will be here, and he has the game.
Andy Kamenetsky, while you're here, what did you think of yesterday's awful, disgusting, terrible performance by the Lakers?
I mean, first of all, what a letdown for Pat Riley.
Yeah.
Because among other things, Pat Riley represents finally the Lakers slaying the Celtics in the finals.
Yep.
So he is as synonymous with that rivalry as anybody. It's one thing to lose to the Celtics, another thing to lose by 22. And they just got pushed around during this game.
Yeah.
And rather than matching physicality for physicality, they chose option B, complain about it.
Yeah.
And it did not work at all.
They did complain a lot. And again, you know what, John, you always say it's an entertainment product. You know it's not entertaining? Watching people complain about fouls.
And
not entertaining.
watching people shoot free throws all night.
And watching guys sitting on the floor while they're running one out at the other end.
Yeah, it was funny. Luka joked afterwards, you know, the Lakers got 3 texts, one of them being JJ, that this must have been really bad because I wasn't even one of them.
Yeah.
Which is true, except there was a sequence where Luka was back arguing with the refs over a non-call and led to Derek White directly getting an open 3.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, too, like the synergy offensively between Luka, LeBron, and Austin when they're on the court together, it's not working at all.
I thought there were too many possessions that had no passes. No passes. It's almost like it's 3 different offenses. It's like Luka, dribble, shoot. The same with LeBron, same with Austin.
I mean, just one of the issues they have, I think, really on both sides of the ball, but even comes out offensively, which is supposed to be the strength of that threesome, there's too much redundancy.
Yeah.
Like the 3 of them, I think, are too similar of players in the way they go about getting their offense, the way they generate for others. There's not enough skill set variation.
Right.
Okay, so based on that, Andy, both Sedano and George Sedano and Scott Kaplan, think the Lakers should trade Austin Reeves. I do not.
Do they really?
They do. They both want him traded, especially Sedano. He says you have to.
Okay.
And his argument...
He's in the league, so I mean...
Yeah, well, George's
George's
argument is... I was driving around this morning listening to those guys. George's argument is that as good as Austin is, and he's a fan of Austin, you can't have a backcourt where you have 2 defensive liabilities. I think that's what Marcus Smart is for, so I would sign Austin and keep him. Andy, what would you do?
I think Sedano has a point. I'm not going to say automatically trade Austin because the devil's in the details who you're trading him for.
Right.
But I think the problem you have is Austin and Luka, they're too similar of players,
kind of
at least
redundant.
potentially, and their weaknesses are the same. Like, to me, in a perfect world, your best and second best players, they not just play well off each other, they provide at least pieces of what the other one doesn't
when
bring.
they won the title with AD and LeBron.
Right. Like, Luka and Austin.
Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, they do more to accentuate what the other does well as opposed to offset what they don't.
Couldn't I counter your argument with the Celtics had Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who are very similar in style, and they won.
But they're
both. Jaylen Brown is a good defender.
Right. I was going to say they're both, frankly, better two-way players than Luka or Austin.
Yeah.
And in that sense, they're more complete of players, even if there is some degree of redundancy between them. If nothing else, if you keep Luka and Austin as your foundation, it puts a lot of pressure on the pieces you're going to put around them. Like, they have to be perfect.
Yeah. Yep. Lakers talk tonight.
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Yep. Momo will be swinging by at 6:30.
Nice. All right, Andy. Am I working with you Wednesday?
You are working with me.
All right. And Wednesday, Andy's in for John. All right. Coming up next for you, Super Crosstalk, Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen.
And ESPN LA is the new home of the Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
Let's go to Jimmy in San Antonio, one of our favorites. What's up, Jimmy?
¿Qué pasó, hermano?
What's up? Hey.
Man, Rich, people confuse you for Ryan Gosling, but not Josh Lucas. That's horrible.
The home of the Lakers. Now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, 710 ESPN. And always on the new ESPN LA app.
Not sure what to do this week? The answer is always Cosm. Here's your Cosm calendar for the week of February 23rd. Visit Cosm.com to lock in your tickets for spectacular showings of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with a free dessert, The Matrix, Oh by Cirque du Soleil, Big Wave, and the double feature Orbital and Liquid Verse, all in shared reality where the screen wraps around you and literally pulls you in. There's also a full menu of local food favorites, craft cocktails, and beers to enjoy at all the games, movies, and events, and the Cosm deck offers incredible views and is perfect for a date night. If you're a WWE fan, enter the Elimination Chamber, where you are dead center in all the action. On Sunday morning, arrive early for intense Premier League as Arsenal and Chelsea hit the pitch at 8:30 a.m. Visit Cosm.com to lock in your tickets for great Cosm events like these. Visit Cosm.com right now for a list of all games, events, and showings. Hurry before your event is sold out. That's Cosm.com. That's your Cosm calendar.
It was a night to remember at the Coliseum.
Yeah, they're booing Lionel Messi here. This is an LAFC crowd. This is Los Angeles, baby.
The black and gold made a statement. 3 goals, 0 doubts.
Oh, what a goal!
LAFC shuts down Messi and Inter Miami 3-0.
And Inter Miami look Messi with a Y tonight.
Now it's on to leg 2 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. LAFC look to finish off Real España tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
All right, so this is weird. Neither Travis or DeMarco is in here.
All right.
But I
That
just
happens.
saw Travis walk by a window.
Okay.
I can see Laura out in the hallway. Maybe they're
they're
blowing
just
off
It
Super
is
Crosstalk.
nearly 3 p.m.
Is it a boycott? Are
Maybe
they
it's a
boycotting
boycott. You
Super
should ask
Crosstalk?
them.
Wow.
That could be.
Think you know somebody. Think you know somebody, then you're getting boycotted. Hey, Travis Rogers, what are you doing, man? You just slow playing this whole thing? Jesus. What's this? You don't want to join us? You want to come on in here? Yeah. Travis Rogers has arrived.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I think we should have a rule. If neither one of them are here, we get to leave.
You think so?
Yeah. You think that'll work? How do you think that'll go over?
I walked
think it will
by,
go
I
over
saw
very
you when
well.
I was going to fill up my glass of water.
Yeah.
And I didn't see. I'm like, oh, I think it's us. I think we're on.
Well, it's now it's 3 o'clock, and there's DeMarco.
We made it.
Yeah, no, everybody's here. Everybody's in the house.
We made it.
How's the old weekend there, Trav? What'd you do?
I was in your neck of the woods again. You ever been to Cassie?
No, I never have.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
No.
It's the restaurant on top of the Winston Hotel.
Oh, I know it. Yeah, I've
What a great spot.
Yeah, is it a good spot?
Yeah, I went out to dinner with my 2 boys and Susan. That's what we did on Friday night after we were out at the Genesis.
What restaurant time is respectable? Like, for example, we went out to dinner on Saturday. Very nice restaurant. Too expensive, but very nice. And when we got there at 5:45 for our reservation,
Yeah.
we were the only people
Yeah,
there.
you're a little. I'm going to dinner tonight, and my reservation's at 6, and that's a little on the early side. But I'm doing that because I got to go home and study the Ethos magic.
But here's the thing: we literally were the only 2 customers, and it was a big restaurant, and it honestly felt
It's a weird
eerie.
feeling.
And
It's
we
a
were
weird
wondering,
feeling.
is there something wrong with this place?
I think 7 o'clock is probably the most
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah, it's probably the most popular reservation time. I would lean early. I'd rather go like 6:30 or 6.
Me too.
You can't go too early as far as I'll go as early as you want. I'll
Yeah.
go old
Me too.
person 4:45 if you really want to knock it out.
Yeah.
I'm good like that. But no, 7's the sweet spot.
7.
After 8 is way too late.
Yeah, Michael told me when he lived in Italy, he would go to dinner at 10:30, 11 at night.
That's crazy.
Well, that's the way it is. Like,
That's
for
like
example,
Spain.
in Euro. Hey, Marcus Grant's here. When over in Greece, I remember being there, and the old folks would be at the restaurants at the water all night long, drinking and eaten.
But don't they start their day the next day like at noon?
Well, they all take naps.
They all
in the
take
afternoon,
naps,
too.
so they're up all night.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I
which
mean,
is
if we're
great.
starting at noon, why
Trinity's
not?
doing that now.
Yeah.
My daughter's in
She's
Spain.
in Spain.
She's like adopted the siesta, so she goes to sleep in the middle of the day.
I think we should adopt it here. You understand what it is? At 1
Yeah.
o'clock every day, everybody just shuts down.
Great.
Talk to you at 4.
Right.
I mean,
she
yeah.
might not come back. She actually likes it. She says it makes more sense.
Marcus, I almost didn't recognize you because I haven't seen you in a while.
Been a
and
while.
This is the first time I've seen you with short hair.
Sans hair, yes.
Yeah, you look
yes.
great.
Thanks, I appreciate
now,
it.
how long did you have the other hair?
About 5.5 years.
Yeah.
It started as a pandemic thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to the barber, and then eventually just kind of leaned into it. And then after a while, I was like, yeah, that's enough. Although I'll say this, with it being cold and windy last week,
you wish I had it?
I kind of missed it a little bit, yeah.
I know you have a hoodie on. You have a great hoodie. Ricky
Hey,
Henderson.
Yeah,
hoodie.
thank you.
Was that your team as a kid?
I did. I grew up as an A's fan.
Back when they cared?
Back when they cared. Back when the Coliseum was
John
full
Winning's
of
not
rocking.
part of the top 5 for anything.
Top five. No.
Unreal.
Winning's number 6.
Unreal.
Number six.
Unreal.
Not only can I not believe what Travis is talking about is Artie Moreno came out over the weekend, was talking to reporters, and they said, you have the longest losing streak, the longest playoff drought in all of Major League Baseball. And Artie said, hey, we did a survey with our fans, and they don't really care if we win. It's 5th or 6th down the list.
Not in the top 5.
And
insanity.
I thought to myself, I know a lot of
Wow.
Angel fans, and I don't know anybody who feels that way.
I know one that kind of agreed with it, but he's a contrarian. He's safety is number one for him. Going
By
to the
way,
game with his kid.
That felt
Yeah.
like a shot at Dodger Stadium, by the
A little
way.
bit.
His safety comment thing.
Yeah.
Well, it can be a little dangerous when it's crowded and there's a lot of people going in to see the
Everybody-
games and everybody's
cares
excited
about-
to be
everybody cares
there.
about winning.
Yeah.
How do you
No,
say
it's
that as the
confusing.
owner, though?
Right.
You're in business to win, and you just put it out there that it's not.
Or that you don't care if
Right,
you win.
that's crazy.
You
That's
know what
crazy.
it remind me of? When I worked, my first NBA play-by-play job was with the Clippers in 1997. And Donald Sterling did not care whether they won or lost.
Right.
He just had the team so he could invite all his friends to sit courtside and they could go drinking afterwards. But he didn't really care if they won or if they lost.
You know what?
A living fish tank.
I will say that I took advantage of that because at that time I was still a student at USC, and that meant we could get cheap tickets to see pretty much whoever we want. Would walk across to
the old LA Sports Arena.
Exposition Park to the sports arena, and we would buy like the cheapest seats, which are like $10, and we'd sit at half court because nobody bothered us there.
Right.
It was great.
Well, I remember the marketing campaign they had for the longest time. It was like you would open up the paper.
Come see Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
Michael
Hakeem
Jordan, Patrick
Olajuwon.
Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, Karl Malone,
Yep.
Magic Johnson. That was the sales pitch, not come see the Clippers.
That and his ad where he would say, I'm doing a charity dinner this week,
yeah.
and he'd have his picture and a whole bunch of people surround him. And because he was always accused of taking advantage of African Americans in his apartment, about 10 of the people would be black. And I met one of them once. I go, so you must be friends with Sterling. No, never met him. Yeah, I work here, but that's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he was a piece of work.
Yeah.
If you want to learn the true essence of Donald Sterling, go back and find Ramona's
podcast
TV series clip.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So are we getting close to Blue Review time?
It is. I think I don't think we have an official start date, but we're going to get sometime in March. We'll let the WBC start a little bit. We'll get some more spring training games under our belt. We did a kind of a season preview last week, but I think we're getting going early March.
Can we do a countdown to Blue Review?
Sure. I think that's more of a Bergman question.
Yeah.
But,
But you don't know when you're starting?
He texts me and tells me when to show up. And
By the way, who do you like to win the thing?
Well, let me ask you guys. I was going to say the Dodgers are overwhelming favorites to three-peat, but three-peats are almost impossible. If I gave you Dodgers, Trav, same bet we had last year,
Right.
Dodgers of the field, where are you going?
Today, right now,
Yeah.
I'd probably take the 29 other teams just because of math, but
Yeah.
I think the Dodgers
It's
are going
hard.
to win.
Marcus, how about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably take the field just because mathematically it's the best option. But
Right.
I mean,
I couldn't tell you who's a better
wouldn't count
pick.
this group out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
DeMarco?
I'd take the Dodgers.
Mace, you would probably take the Dodgers.
Taking
right?
the Dodgers.
I'd
yeah.
take the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think Mark Walter already made a down payment on that trophy for the year.
Yeah. By the way,
No payment plan.
yeah.
No, straight cash.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that the Dodgers are rolling people even in spring training? I mean, it's like comical.
I was watching a little bit of it today. They had Alex Freeland was up, followed by Josue DePaula. These are two of their next big guys that are supposed to be.
They're pitching Landon Knack, who might not even be in the
getting
rotation.
legitimate at bats right now.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like they're. Let's say you have your 9 starters.
Yep.
The next 9 guys they could roll out would be in the middle of the pack in Major League Baseball.
Some of these guys.
Yeah.
You know what? Landon Knack would be in rotations for a lot of
Emmett Sheehan, Knack,
Emmett
Robleski, all River Ryan, Kyle Hurt, Gavin Stone. That's a whole rotation, and none of them have a spot.
It's literally just one arm after another, and you can see how they're going to cycle through them this year. Little phantom IL there, little rest
change your
here.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you think
so
Yamamoto
loaded.
takes a break during the season? Because going from what he did last year to WBC starting here in just a little bit to some sort of, hey, we're going to give him
There'll be a,
4 or 5 weeks
He
off.
made 30 starts last year.
He was the only guy that didn't miss.
What was the stuff he had? The little squeezy bottle stuff?
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the squeezy bottle stuff?
Yaku something?
Yeah, I forgot what it was. What was it called
so
again?
we were
Something
out,
you drink?
Yeah, so we were out at Riv on Friday.
Yeah.
And there was a Yamamoto, like, for lack of a better word, like booth where they were handing out like this nutritional supplement that was clearly something was lost in translation on the packaging. Like it just didn't make any sense at all.
Natural flavor.
It was natural flavored jelly.
What does that
Let
mean?
me tell you,
Yeah.
I saw that guy in 3 games in the World Series. And I would say I'll have what he's had.
No doubt.
I'll have what he's
no
having.
doubt. Absolutely.
He's got kind of a rubber arm.
He's got a rubber body.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he does all of his, I don't know if it's yoga
Javelin
technically,
throwing.
but
It's
it's
the
javelin,
jelly,
the
Travis. It's the
flexibility.
jelly.
Yeah,
It's the
that
jelly.
natural
Nutritional
flavor.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now
I wish I could remember what that was called.
Yeah, and I want to know what it's called. I want to take some to the gym.
Wait,
Yes.
Yakult?
Yes.
No, it's not the yogurt.
It's not
That's the
Yakult.
yogurt.
Oh,
That's
it's
the stuff
Like,
you
like
drink
the
for your-
probiotic stuff, right?
Yeah.
Michael asked me something. We were calling the Laker game the other day, and he asked me something that I wasn't sure how to answer. He said, is Victor Wembanyama, the equivalent of Shohei in basketball?
As in, like,
He's the best defensive player. He's on his way to being the best offensive player. He's 7'5". He does things no one else can physically do.
I mean, as a good friend of mine likes to say, if you dropped Wemby into a game 40, 50 years ago, he'd be accused of witchcraft.
Right.
Just the things that he can
100%.
do. It's
Wilt kind of was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think that's actually a fair comparison. I think they're both kind of.
They're outliers for sure. The only thing that I pause on is that in basketball, you're supposed to play both ends.
Yeah, but people never do.
Right, fair enough. But
part of the job.
Like Jaylen Brown last night was saying, "Oh, that's what a two-way player looks like."
The only thing you could I know Travis Hunter couldn't do it, but like Dion, right? Like to do 2 different things. Like the disciplines between hitting and pitching are so wildly different. Yeah, I don't know if there is another guy like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they are both unmissable.
But Wemby's a freak, though.
He's a freak. So
He's
is
a
Shohei.
genetic-
Shohei.
But I mean, 7'5".
Yeah,
I mean, there's been players that have been the size of Otani. But,
I will watch the Pistons and the Spurs tonight.
Yeah,
because of Wemby.
Because of Wemby.
I want to see what Wemby does.
Both of those teams
4
turned it
o'clock,
around
by
like
the way,
that,
on Peacock. You said.
Yeah, 4 o'clock on Peacock. And by the way, Trev, I said to myself, what were the odds before the season started that the Detroit-San Antonio game would be something anyone would even be talking about?
Maybe a finals preview.
Sure. So you guys mentioned you were out at Riviera on Friday, right?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Of course.
Trev, you've played it, right?
I have.
Okay. I've played it 5 or 6 times. So on Sunday, Tiger goes into the booth with Jim Nantz and Trevor Immelman. He was really good, actually. You know, we had Roy Firestone on today, and he said Tiger's a terrible interview. He doesn't give you anything. When he did with Nantz and Immelman, he actually made a lot of great points. But he said something, and again, I've played Riviera 5 or 6 times. I just never put 2 and 2 together. They said, Tiger, how did you attack this course? He goes, well, the biggest difference between this course and every other course we play, no water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just never thought about it.
Yeah.
No water out there?
No water hazards.
I like it.
I'm just saying, I should go play.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
It's also I've played it about the same amount of times you have, John. It's one of the 2 or 3 hardest golf courses I've ever played in my life, too. It's incredibly difficult even without the water. And oddly enough, it's one of the few places that it is the tournament that Tiger has played in the most times without ever winning it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he never won. He started playing it when he was 16 years old. He's won everything there is to win. He never won that tournament. So it speaks to the difficulty of that place. It's incredible.
We interviewed Tiger Woods once. Were you part of it?
Yes. Well, it was just the one question.
The one question.
I thought you came up with the perfect question.
You only got I was only allowed one
right,
question.
So, Trav, before we tell you what we asked, what if you were under those parameters? What would be your one question? So he was doing a media tour, and they said, you bring him on, you tell him he was promoting something. So he said, Tiger, what are you promoting? He does a steal. Okay. Here's our one question. Mason came up with it. I thought it was brilliant. What would you say?
Where was he in his career at this point?
In the height of it. Top of his powers.
How much better are you than Jack Nicklaus?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It not surprisingly, it's not where Mason.
No,
I didn't think so. What did you ask?
What's your best joke?
Oh,
what's your best golf joke?
Your
joke.
Best no, it wasn't a golf joke.
Oh, he told a golf joke.
He said,
was the joke
what
any good?
happened when the two cannonballs got together?
What?
They had BBs. That's the joke.
But
you know what? I respect
that. Is so Michael Thompson.
He began by saying this. He said, most of my favorite jokes I can't tell on the radio.
Well, you remember the one joke he told, I think it was in Vanity Fair, where the I forget who the writer was, very famous writer, profiled him. Rose, anyway, it doesn't matter. And he told an off-color joke, and the guy put it in the magazine, and that was kind of the last time you ever saw a profile of Tiger Woods ever. Like, and this was
now
right
you don't see profiles on anybody.
On anybody, but he told something that was, it's relatively harmless.
Yeah,
but he did not want that out there, and
I don't get the joke. BBs.
Cannonballs,
and
then
think about what are you putting a BB in?
It's
BBs,
it's
little BBs,
like a BB.
Yes.
So two
cannonballs, and you get
together.
When two cannonballs love each other very much.
You get BBs.
It's a pun on the word babies.
It's a golf joke.
Yes.
Okay, I need to be
It's not a golf joke.
It's not a
golf
golf
joke.
joke.
It's just a joke.
Okay, what are you guys doing today? What do you got? I see Marcus is here.
Marcus is here with us all day today. We'll talk some baseball. We're going to get into. I want to talk a little Team USA. Did you guys get up on Sunday morning to watch Team USA?
I got up for
it. It was amazing.
6:30 I was awake. I missed the first period, but I saw the second.
And unfortunately, we got to talk about what happened over there yesterday afternoon.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we did.
So
I would bring
that's
it
the
up
plan.
a little bit.
A little bit. Did Ireland score this for you?
No.
No, anybody was at the game. Got
Everybody at the game got one of
nice.
these.
What'd you think of the statue?
The statue's
They
really
did a
good.
I liked it.
They
Yeah.
did not Dwayne Wade it.
They did, Dwayne Wade, as Michael says, looks like Frasier. Kelsey Grammer from Frasier.
Yeah.
Pat Riley looks like
Hold that
Pat
up.
Riley.
Yeah.
Which one's worse?
I like that one.
Yeah.
The Dwayne Wade statue
Ronaldo.
or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
My
That
God.
was the worst
Easily.
statue I've ever seen.
He looked like he got kicked by a horse. It looked like he was altered.
All right, we're going to be back tomorrow with Pepe and Michael. God help us, potpourri of lies, all that stuff. Coming up next, DeMarco